not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
Hello. Maybe I'm the only one who cannot hear anything from Jake's side right now, but I could be wrong. On the Monty Show, as always, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. I hear you. See, there's supposed to be a song playing right now.
24 hours a day, 7 days on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
It was playing.
No, it wasn't actually, but you know, listen, you do you two shakes. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. It is Tuesday, July the 7th, 2026. A pleasure to be with you. Hey, how was your weekend? Did you happen to get wrecked like the U.S. men's national team did? Maybe you should call the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. And what does that mean to you? That means the Advocates are available when you need them, where you need them, how you need them. The Advocates are ready to fight for you because trust me when I say when you've been in an accident, your insurance company is not your friend. Don't rely on your insurance company. Rely on the best at the Advocates. 24/7, you can legitimately talk to a live human, a real life injury attorney at theadvocates.com. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. And the best part is you never reach into your pocket to pay the Advocates because you don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. Jake, I mean, listen, I understand that you hate soccer and that, you were rooting against, Jake was rooting against the men's national team yesterday.
Yeah, just an American, not a citizen anymore. I was in that group of people yesterday, apparently.
I was rather surprised that you would have such shenanigans and hijinks working when our national pride was at stake. Do you feel any regret now that you were hoping for doom and gloom?
I mean, I didn't hope for doom and gloom. I just said that I didn't think we were beating Belgium, especially after the Donnie, red card, FIFA, penalty, not penalty situation happened. And I just felt like Belgium took it personally, which I understand. So we lost. It is what it is.
And I took that personally.
Yeah.
Okay, so is this where football, or is this where soccer ends for you for the next 4 years, I guess, until the next World Cup? Like, are you just done with it now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like that Pulisic, leave the game on one leg performance didn't exactly inspire me to become a Premier League fan. And I'm certainly not rolling out of bed to watch La Liga or Serie A. So, I'm not exactly, I'm not going to be just over the moon about watching soccer anytime soon.
Well, I also think that soccer's not a major sport in this country, if we're being honest. The problem is that it was embarrassing. This was probably for, I don't know, and maybe I'm being aggressive, but 20% of the audience, perhaps, let's say, this was likely the first and only World Cup game that you watched. If you're a casual soccer fan, it was a Monday night. Maybe you just happened to flip it on, but I think there was a large portion of the viewership who hadn't watched any soccer at all. And it's just, well, this is what we do. We yell and scream USA and we don't know what's happening. The problem is you got embarrassed. That loss was humiliating. To have your goalkeeper give up just an embarrassing goal situation that ended the game, essentially. I've never seen that in a World Cup where a goalkeeper is trying to play out in the field and then just doesn't kick the ball, does not distribute it, does not pass it, nothing, and then just gave it away. It's embarrassing. Christian Pulisic has fallen flat on his face. We don't have a star on this team because that's not what we do in this country. We send them to get brain damage playing football. Probably too harsh. We don't make great soccer players in this country. We don't invest in them. We don't support them. They go play baseball or basketball or football. And the one out of every 100,000 kids who decides to play soccer, it's almost impossible to make it to the upper echelons because you're from the U.S. So I think this is what we are destined to be. This is what our soccer program has always been. And this is what I think it will always be. It will never be. I mean, what do we do well internationally? I guess we played pretty high level hockey.
Yeah, I mean, we play good hockey. We play good basketball. I think in the Olympics, I think that we have good showing in a lot of different sports. I think that soccer.
I mean, team sports though. If you look at soccer, baseball, I guess basketball to a certain extent, although I think the days of the dream team are over. We're not as dominant globally in basketball as we once were. I think the world has come back to us quite a bit. But we don't have a Ronaldo. We don't have a Messi. We don't have an Mbappe. We don't have... I mean, if you think about the best players in the world, we don't have any of them. I don't know that we have a top 100 player on the planet. We certainly don't have a top 5 million goalkeeper or anything near that, at least in my opinion. I don't know. I think it's okay not to be dominant in a particular sport, but we don't process that.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that we don't prioritize, soccer in our country. I think that that's not breaking news, but I also think that this game last night wasn't about us not having enough talent. I mean, you weren't like, yeah, Belgium has more talent than you, but that's not why you lost the game. And I think that that's the problem is that this team picked last night to play their absolute worst game, their absolute worst performance, multiple mistakes, multiple they just didn't have that same fire that they did in prior games. And this was much more. This is much more the vibe around the team that I felt like we saw with Turkey. Now, Turkey obviously was a depth game. Obviously, none of the starters played because it was a meaningless game. But last night I'm watching this game and I'm like, yeah, this is the same kind of material that we got out of the 2s and 3s in that game, where it was like very casual. It was very like, we were on our heels a lot. We weren't really pushing forward. We weren't really generating a lot of opportunities, and you didn't play the game you needed to play. And yeah, the free kick was awesome, right? You got another awesome moment off a set piece, but there wasn't anything after that. As soon as you did that, they came right back down and scored again because you were a complete ass on defense. So I just think that at some point, and we've talked about this in other sports, obviously college football, but like at some point it becomes about the players deciding that they're actually going to do their damn job out there. Like it goes without saying, you can't allow Belgium to go down the left side, put the ball in the box right in front of your keeper, and you expect good things to happen. Like that can't happen, man. Yet here we are watching it happen. And as soon as they did that, the game was over. The goalkeeper thing, like you weren't getting humiliated until the goalkeeper situation took place. Once that took place, the game was over. I turned it off, just done with it. Like you're a complete embarrassment to soccer overall. Like you have no, like if you're getting football like that, you shouldn't even be like, I don't even know what we're doing there, dude. I couldn't believe that's what happened.
You mean football?
Yeah, whatever, dude. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's not football, it's soccer after what we saw last night.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I think most people will not pay attention to soccer for the next 4 years. We'll try to qualify for the World Cup again. It's not certain that we qualify. I just think it's weird that we have no ability to be okay with not being good at a singular sport. Because we're not good at soccer. We participate. The U.S. is not good at soccer. Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know that. I think that people are just pissed because it was embarrassing. If we had lost like 1-0 and played our best game and they were just better, I think people would have been like, yeah, look, like we played our best game. We don't have the talent that they have. We don't have Thibaut Courtois. We don't have, a ton of the talent that they have. We don't have a Lukaku. We don't have some of the guys that they have, but we played our best game. Pulisic's out there on one leg, pulling a Kachuk brothers, if you will, doing the best they can, but that's not the vibe. And that was my problem is that like, I don't know, like Christian Pulisic is the best example of what was wrong with this game. I don't know why dude's out there. Like, dude is out there playing on one leg and just giving the ball away. Oh, you want to give it to Christian? Okay, Belgium's just going to take it away and take it down the field. Like, he got the ball 11 times in the first half and turned it over all 11 times. Like, that's just not good enough, dude. That's not acceptable. So I don't think it's that we expect to be good. I think it's that if we're going to be out there, we expect to play our best game. And whether that's good enough or not, is not really the point. It's more that, hey, we did everything we could. And that just didn't happen last night.
Yeah, I think this is who we are. I think it's just, there's a reason that, and I'm a huge soccer fan. I follow the Premier League. There's a reason we don't have top talent in the best leagues in the world. We rarely ever do that. And yeah, it was. Did you guys watch? Were you fired up about the World Cup? Being in Seattle, it was super cool last night to have the flyover by the jets over, like literally went over my building. Like, it was really cool. The city was on fire yesterday with soccer fans and has been for the entire tournament. It was a lot of fun having the World Cup in town. But it's very different. You can tell by the group of fans, like the passion of the Mexicans or even the Bosnians, right? Who the U.S. beat, it should be noted. But even the Bosnian fans were incredible. The U.S. fans are incredible. Like, I mean, the town was packed yesterday with down by the water. Like, there was a huge barge. Like, there were probably 30, 40,000 people lining the waterfront. And that's on top of all the fans that were at the game. Like, it was really cool. But I feel like now we'll forget about it. And largely for the next 4 years, nobody will care about soccer in this country.
Yeah, because we don't want to remember it. That's the problem. That's like we didn't get anything to hold on to, and I couldn't agree more. Like, we're sorry, dude. It's the morning after, and we're already moved on to how soon does training camp get here? How many days left is it until we get Hard Knocks? Until we get training camp? Until we get all the things that we all as sports fans want in this world? So I mean, that's just how we are. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I guess. I just think soccer's never going to be our game. It's never going to be our game. And I don't feel bad about that. We're a very young soccer nation. But it was disappointing to get humiliated. That's what I'll say. It was hard to watch that. It was very difficult to watch that going on. Let's see real quick your thoughts on the World Cup, and then we'll rip the Pac. We'll talk about the Pac-12. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel grow. It makes a huge difference when you guys do that. So please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, if you're watching on the old X machine, which our viewership on Twitter and X has jumped significantly, we appreciate that. Make sure you guys come over to YouTube, subscribe, and like. Welcome to the nightmare. Good morning, Monty and Jakey Two Shakes. Everyone hit the like button. Angry Phil Venzer in this morning early. 28 months. Good to see you as always. Hope you are well. The Frog Father, hello. Ryan Duffy. Hey, we're not talking about Texas Tech in a bad light today. It's a good day, right? Good morning and happy Big 12 Media Day. Wonder what there is to talk about. No, we'll get to it in a second. Trust me. The best way to avoid questions about your media deal, not have Pac-12 media days, which is so stupid. So stupid. It is. Do we ever get anything productive out of media days?
I mean,
Probably not.
Generally speaking, I mean, I think it's conference to conference. ACC media days, waste of time. SEC media days, full of stuff to talk about. Big 12 media days this year, probably going to be really good. Probably odds are, again, if you're in the call sheet life or if you're a prediction market guy, taking a position on whether there's one red ass reporter at media days who's going to press some coaches over their opinion on Sorsby is probably a pretty safe investment, if you will. So I do think that media days will give us something to talk about.
Does Cody Campbell sit up on the main stage at media day representing Texas Tech?
Yeah.
You think he does?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that Cody Campbell is I think that Cody Campbell will find a way to absolutely be involved in some form or fashion in media day. Maybe sitting up on the stage the way the coaches do. Okay, maybe we won't quite see that, but I wouldn't really be surprised, honestly. I could easily see it being a thing where it's like, hey, it's Big 12 media days. I just want to clear the air and allow us to move forward into the season. And he'll put on some spiel that has the same rhetoric that we've heard the last several weeks or whatever. Or if he's smart, again, as we've talked about so much, he'll say nothing and he won't even be there. That would be the smart play. But, again, who are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you really think he's going to be at Big 12 media days.
Yeah, I think there's given what's happened. Yeah, I think given what's happened, it's a lot to ask because typically the normal behavior at media days is your coach, a couple of media personnel, and then your three biggest players. Typically a quarterback. Sometimes it's a wide receiver and then two of your
defenders.
Yeah, basically your biggest name, four of your biggest name players on the squad is typically who comes out to Big 12 media days. So I don't know what that looks like. Are you bringing? The real question is, who are they going to bring? Are you going to bring Will Hammond and put him through that? Probably not. Probably not. I think that's a lot to ask, and it's a lot to put him through. But again, it's the Big 12. We have seen them do some wild ass things.
Yeah, Cody Campbell shouldn't be it. I don't even know. If we never hear from Cody Campbell again, it'll be too soon.
Right.
I think he's done real damage. But it is nice to have legitimate stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the U.S. and Mexico team should leave CONCACAF conference and join CONMEBOL. Well, dude, they need something, right? Matt Muldoon, hello, Chelsea legend. He flamed out with us. Christian Pulisic flamed out at Chelsea. He's been great in Serie A, but who isn't? Your mom is, right? Never mind. Why does Jake hate America? Yeah, I don't know.
That's just me.
Jake hates soccer and loves roller dogs. Believe that's true. Tom Dean hit the like button. Yes. Good morning, Steve Stepanek. Hello. That loss was Texas Tech versus Oregon embarrassing.
Dude, I appreciate the tongue-in-cheek joke there, but I actually think it was worse than that. You're representing your country. It doesn't really get much bigger.
Yeah, Jake's always going to defend Dan Lanning, so he'll never say. Well, now you've moved on to Trav.
Right.
Have you recovered from Trav getting married this weekend?
No. Trav is not my guy, and I was not amused that they got married in MSG.
Here we go. Trav's not my guy. Okay. Where do you live? Oh, that's right. You're a Chiefs fan. Curling, the ultimate team sport.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Donnie. Yeah. Was that the setup to failure? Donnie trying to defend, getting the red card overturned. Then the guy's in just a zero factor in the game. The whole thing was bad. The whole thing was
The
bad.
vibes were just bad. I think that it's Donnie is not the only person in power who's ever called FIFA. I don't have people made a huge deal about that.
Oh, come on. A huge deal. It's corruption.
Yeah, but
That's never happened before.
dude. That happens all the time. You don't
No.
think anyone in power has never called FIFA and gotten the guy
And had a red card overturned that should not have been overturned. It was clearly a red card. It was clearly a red card. Like nobody argues it was a red card. It like you overturned something that should not have been overturned. Has never been overturned. That's never happened before. Like it's clearly corruption. It clearly. Maybe it's because the U.S. plays soccer and the rest of the world plays football. Could be. Could absolutely be. But it's fine. Loner Phone says, can we talk about how small we looked by Trump calling FIFA? Yeah. Jake, did you go to the wedding? Yeah, did Trav invite you? No. Or it's not like that with you guys?
No. I'm not friends with Trav.
Why do you hate MSG? Why do you hate that they did it in MSG?
Because it's just so over the top. It's so over the top, dude. It's so over the top. You like, why New York? Why? Because
you can.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Swift and your guy.
Against that. Okay, great. Because you can. Then why MSG? Like, really, MSG is the building you picked to get married in? Like, you could have gone anywhere and you picked MSG of all places?
Yes.
You're only doing that. You're only doing that because the Knicks won a championship. You're only doing that because it's
no.
Lately.
You don't do that in weeks or days. That was long in the planning. Long in the planning. They did. It's MSG. It's your wedding, bro. Like that's amazing. Yeah. You don't think that's amazing?
I mean, yeah, great. You can say you got married at MSG, but MSG is not anything new for Taylor Swift. She's been in bigger buildings. She's seen the world. Like I was just surprised.
That's weird. You're hating on this.
No, it's not weird because I'm not a Travis guy. I'm certainly not a Taylor Swift person. Like
I'm not a Travis guy. So we're going to play this game today where Jake pretends he doesn't like somebody that he secretly obsesses over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
do you see, here's the thing. I saw everybody saying that Trav and the alien getting married at MSG was overkill, over the top, a waste of money, gluttonous. Who cares? It's their money. If I could have gotten married at MSG, I would have. And from what people have said, you couldn't even recognize the building that you were in. They completely transformed it. Dude, if that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. They had an unbelievable guest list, which is why, again, you and Trav being buddies, I was surprised he didn't invite you. But,
No.
No what?
No. I'm not Trav's buddy. I'm not friends with them. I'm not obsessed with them. I think it was way over the top. I think that it's I am glad.
Happy for them. Good for them. Now I don't have to hear about them anymore.
Yeah, like cool, great. You guys got married. Awesome. Love story's over. Retire. Like you're not that guy anymore. I'm just over the whole thing. Like it's been years, dude. Like every single week seeing her on TV. Every single week seeing, well, what's the Taylor fit in the tunnel walking into the game? Like I'm over it, dude. Like I guess I just wasn't. It wasn't like everybody was talking about. I'm like, man, that like, dude, great. Man,
wow, think about Diana Rossini like, constantly.
Crap, dude. Right? Like but at least see again, but the Rossini thing, at least with the Rossini thing, we've got a reason to talk about it. Like if they weren't Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, you wouldn't give a damn that they got married at MSG. Because it's them, you do.
That they are Trav. They are swell seed. Like they're the American power couple, Jake. The Obamas are done.
Right. Yeah.
It's Trav. It's Swifties everywhere uniting behind the power of Trav.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American love story. He was Romeo. She's Juliet.
Right. Right.
Rapunzel and shit. Like it's
Right.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
like, yeah, I think you are jealous. I think you are jealous. You know. Yeah, and Travis wants to know why you hate Travis, Jake.
I don't hate Travis. I just don't share the affinity for the situation.
See, his name's Travis, and he anti-Travis.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. NFL loves it because Swiftie fans increase the number of people following. Nah, I don't think that matters at all. I honestly don't think they care. This wedding do you think this wedding makes more people watch? I mean, it brought Jake to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I think for a minute, I think that Taylor Swift being involved with the NFL, even just by being at a game, I think did bring extra viewers to the set, especially when it was still like kind of undercover that they were together or dating or whatever, and that was like the rumor mill before it became official. I do think there was a spike in viewership, but I don't think that Swiftie fans are NFL fans. I think Swiftie fans are Swiftie fans, and that meant that they had to watch an NFL game because she was there. So, I can't wait for in 2 months the hey, we're having a baby picture to come out and everyone just fawns over these two.
Little Trav. What if they name their baby Jake?
Yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. Hero, just wait until they do the gender reveal of a baby at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, seriously, right? And I'm sure Pat Mahomes is going to do a State Farm style baby reveal with them. Like it's just so gimmicky. It's just so tacky. Like I'm just not. I don't know, man. It does feel very gimmicky to me.
What? So when did you become anti-Swiftie?
Bro, I've never
this kind of negative rhetoric is really surprising on you.
Yeah, I've never been a Swiftie.
Oh, stop it. What? How many times have we argued? Oh my God. Now, okay.
I'm not the one calling her an alien and calling her weird ass names. I'm just saying I'm not a fan. Like her music is her music. It speaks for itself. But the off the field stuff, the married at MSG, the taking over NFL broadcasts on CBS, like I'm not really here for all that.
This is a wild turn of events out of you.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Not talking about the wedding, talking about Swift bringing eyes to the NFL, which I think she did for a short time. I think that effect is worn off. I mean, it was cool for a couple of months, but I just don't think that's a real thing anymore.
Oh, and them not being as good last season, I think really hurt that, right? Like obviously it's fun when you're Super Bowl good and your star tight end is dating Taylor Swift and like the vibes were all there and that's great. But the reality is the Chiefs have to bounce back. The Chiefs, like, dude, Buddy's coming off of doing his ACL. Like Travis isn't the same guy. Like they have stuff to work on, man. Like they do. Like they need to figure it out. So I'm just not.
Yeah, I haven't changed at all. I hate Kansas City. I hate the Chiefs. I hate Patrick Mahomes and his sexual assaulting brother, allegedly. I think Trav is one of the most overrated stories in the NFL. But I talk about it because I know he's your guy. And I'm happy to. What do you mean he's not your guy? Travis.
No.
But see, I play along for you.
Absolutely not, dude.
He's your dude, man.
No, absolutely not, bro. He's not my guy. I'm not a Trav fan, not a Chiefs fan, not a Swiftie.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
I'm not.
Yeah, that is a lie. That is a lie.
I'm not doing it.
Even Maury knows that you 21 times a month to Trav. So, because Dan Lanning dumped your ass against Texas Tech.
Right.
Because you're a Texas Tech guy too now.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. I should probably go find my wallet that doesn't have any money in it to put on the table,
I'm tapped out on Jason and Travis, not going away anytime soon, unfortunately. No, they're not.
And that was the other thing, dude. Just like they have a good podcast. Like I respect the fact that they have a good podcast. It is funny, especially in season when they actually have stuff to talk about. But it's the same. It's the same pattern that we see, right? It's, hey, because I played football, that means that everyone loves me and adores me, and I'm just the I'm just God's gift to humanity. Like it's just not my
Trap.
thing, dude. It's just not like I don't understand why we do this to people. Like Taylor Swift's career and her music and that whole, dynamic is I respect that, man. She's done a hell of a job. She's gotten to where she is because she's talented. That doesn't mean that I think you and Buddy get like you as the blonde musician billionaire, marrying a football player and having your token marriage at MSG. That doesn't mean that I gotta love that.
Your token marriage. I don't know. What is the vitriol with the fucking marriage? It was MSG. It's iconic. It's amazing. If I could do it, I would have.
Not iconic. No, it's not.
MSG's not iconic.
MSG, the building is iconic. Taylor Swift having her wedding there is not iconic. No,
this is one of the weirdest things for you to be upset about. And
no, it's not.
I think that if you and Trav had gotten to hang out or whatever, and you would have been, if he'd invited you to the wedding, you'd have been all about it. If Travis had invited you to the wedding, would you have gone?
I sure. If Travis Kelce wants to email me an invite, sure, I'll go.
Did he?
No, he didn't diddy me.
And all of a sudden, Jake and his baby lotion are all pissed off.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Right?
You suck.
Right. And now Trav sucks and Tony Gonzalez is a better tight end. And we're doing the whole anti-Trav thing. But listen, you do you. You do you. My point is, I don't understand why people hate on MSG with them.
Well, I don't know how you can say that she looks like an alien and hate on Kansas City and have all these opinions and then be like, well, if you want to get married at MSG, that's great, man. Knock yourself out. Like I don't know how that works.
What do you mean? Because it's called freedom. We're free. I'm
free to hate on your tacky ass marriage idea. Like
okay. I don't care. When we talk about Taylor Swift, people make it out like Taylor Swift is some kind of amazing sex symbol. I don't particularly find her that inspirational. So, okay. I think Travis Kelce sucks as a football player and should have retired 3 years ago. But as far as their personal lives go, if they want to get married and spend her fortune at MSG, knock yourself out. Like, you go do you. If I could have had my wedding at MSG, I would have. It's an iconic venue. Willis Reed, Jalen Brunson. Do it. Why do I care? Like, I just don't care about people get so wrapped up. Oh, I can't believe they would do that, Monty. Why? Rich people do stupid shit all the time. Why do we care? I don't. I honestly, this does not bother me at all. The MSG thing doesn't bother me.
I mean, it's not like I walk around and I'm pissed off about it, but if we're going to talk about it, yeah, it is, billionaire people doing what billionaire people do. And I would never think, hey, I'm getting married, let me do it at MSG. Like, no, you're not a Knicks fan. No, you're not a New Yorker. No, you're not. Like, that's like, sure, did they plan it ahead of time to do it at MSG? Okay, sure. And you're telling me that it just happened to work out that the Knicks won the championship. Okay, yeah. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that. All right, cool. All right, so it just worked out. Okay, but that still doesn't answer why New York, why MSG, why that way. Like,
because nothing's bigger than New York City. Do I really have to explain this to you, stupid millennials?
Yeah, apparently we're just dumb. Like, I don't know. Like,
I would take. You're being a little harsh. Apparently, is not a word I would.
Take your deuce. You don't sit there and look at it.
I mean,
you flush it and move on.
Yeah, ask the U.S. men's national team, dude. They know all about it.
What? Okay, you're all over the place. All I'm saying is there's no bigger place to do it than New York. The biggest joint in New York is MSG. It's an incredible event. I'm happy for them. Like, it went off without a hitch. There were no big security issues. You're just being Phil's right. Is this the start of angry Jakey Two-Holes? Apparently.
No, listen, it shouldn't be a crime to not like this. And I feel like that's how culture treats it. If you're not like, oh man, that's so great. Good job, guys. then you're like a villain for not liking it.
It's just not worthy of being hated on. You're upset that rich people are doing rich people shit. I'm more of the point where I'm just normalized to it. I'm used to it. Rich people waste their money. They light it on fire all the time. Why do I?
It's not about wasting their money. It's not even about the money. That's not the point. The point is there's an expectation culturally that because it's Taylor and because it's Travis and because it's MSG that I have to like it. And I just don't like it's not no, I'm not. I don't like it. I think that if you wanted to have, you wanted to have a more fitting wedding, like I don't think Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, MSG, that equation doesn't add up. That's weird to me. That's very out of the blue. I understand, I agree that MSG is iconic, obviously. Like I don't really feel like I'm having an MSG conversation. I'm having how did we get Swelsey plus MSG equals iconic wedding when they have no connection to MSG or New York City? That to me is weird.
Well, again, I feel like I have to dumb this down. It's Taylor Swift. She's arguably the biggest music industry star in the world. They had a huge turnout at their wedding. How many venues could accommodate that many people?
Plenty.
Okay. I disagree. Why
not? Okay, if we're talking about iconic venues, why not SoFi? Why not LA? If you're a music star, why not LA? Like,
because I think everything happens in LA. I think who's had a wedding at MSG. Like, if I'm going to spend $100 million on a wedding, which it sounds like they did, I'm gonna go way over the top. So, I really could care less that they got married or where they got married. They hurt no one if it's of no interest to me. Yeah.
And notice, like, this wasn't even a planned topic on the show. I wasn't even planning to talk.
Yeah,
about
you losing your shit over it is totally random.
I don't know how this even came up, but yeah, like this was.
Well, it's your guy Trav.
No, it's not my guy Trav. No, it's not.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do you have a Travis Kelce jersey in your house?
No, nope, never will.
There's not, and I didn't say do you.
There is one. The girlfriend has one. Yes.
There you go. Told you, Jake's a Trav guy. Jake's a Trav guy.
Mm-hmm.
Point proven. My question is, why do people care about this stuff when you don't know any of these celebrities personally? Go live your life with your family and forget about people who don't know you exist. We do have an odd obsession with celebrities. We in this country, we truly do. Like yeah. We have an odd obsession with, whoa. Comment dump. Ryan Duffy, Travis Kelce's code switching based on the women he is dating and at the time is the most iconic thing about him. Congrats on marrying the 14th best tight end in the NFL, sweetheart.
I agree that when Bro was dating his last girlfriend, he had a certain look to him to fit the culture. And he did code switch when he met Taylor. I agree with that. And the look is very much
switched.
Yes. It's very like the switch up in his appearance is definitely something that was many people discussed when I can't remember the name of his last girlfriend, but when he was dating her, he very much had a different look about him for sure. The hair was short, the chain was big, the vibe was there. And notice the chain went away.
The chain was big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is a smoke dope, shrink your robe comment.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's like these days?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this picture is very damning.
Yeah. So, I couldn't agree more, Ryan.
So code switching apparently is a real thing that I was unaware of.
Oh, okay.
I was unaware of this.
You're so fucked.
So admittedly, this is a little out of left field. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this is. So you guys do you guys.
Yeah, you do. You know exactly what this is, dude. This is Trav going from one portion of life to another portion of life and making sure that he fits in. That's what this is, dude. That's all this is, bro.
I don't know. This is interesting. I'm more interested in this is okay. I've never heard of code switching.
And pardon me.
I mean, he looks like the douchebag I think he is on the Taylor Swift picture. That is, you're a douchebag. You should never wear your hair like that again.
Right.
You know, he had a buzz cut with her for a long time. This is so stupid. That's like, I think people are reaching. You're having this is a whole, you guys work so hard for this stuff. And I just,
okay.
Now, again, admittedly, douchebag, right? Like that, whatever this Taylor Swift thing is.
Okay, so if we millennials work so hard, then why was it that your generation is the one who brought it up? That's
I think anybody trying to bring this up is stretching. He's just a douchebag because, well, you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
That's just who you are. You think Kansas City barbecue is amazing. Yeah, it's not. So, you know, but it's fun. It is what it is. It is. Hey, you guys, if this code switching, I don't think.
Like, you should be happy that I'm not a Swiftie fan. Like, I can't believe that we're arguing over this. Like, you should be happy that your one and only isn't a Swiftie and isn't in favor of this. Like, I could be soft as hell and be like, oh my God, man, I'm just fawning over their wedding. It's so incredible. God, did you see it? It should be the lead today. But I'm not. See, I'm not. I'm in the right place in life.
Yeah. Yeah. This country figures are really weird things to get mad about. And a lot of things they should get mad about, they totally ignore. 100%. You get mad. Like, I totally agree with that. I don't get it. I don't know why anybody. They could have opted for Monty's show wedding package, Oak State, followed by after party catered by Buc-ee's at Jake's. Jake would have let him use his backyard.
Right.
Wouldn't have even cleaned up the dog crap that I'm certain is piled up in Jake's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it is what it is. I code switch all the time. I talk different when I talk with my Latino friends than I do when I talk to some white corporate guy. You don't use certain words.
Bro.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, man.
You do you. You know. Ken Maynor, who's been a member for 7 months, Ken. Code switch back to Jake, who plays the chime for memberships. If you could switch that code. Jake married in the swamp, officiated by Summerall. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. All right. I mean, I guess we could just keep going with Jake being a red ass today, but you know, it's fine. We should probably switch gears and get to the kickoff of media days, which is why we should mention that the Pac-12 is not going to have a media day this year. The only major conference not having a media day this year, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised about. With the way this conference does business, which is the same as they've always done business. The Pac-12, in my opinion, continues to be the example of what's wrong with college sports. And really, if you added Texas Tech into the Pac-12, they would be a perfect match after the Sorsby situation. Because the audio you're going to hear from Teresa Gould, who I guess I shouldn't be shocked at her incompetence in front of a camera, because it is prolific. This is such a critical time for the Pac-12. All we've heard is how great it is. It's amazing. what a dump the Mountain West is, what a dump the Big 12 is. The Pac-12 is better. They're going to be a power conference again. This is a better, Oregon State fan the other week telling me this is a better conference than it has ever been. The Pac-12, this is the best version of it. You guys live in the drug-induced altered reality of your choice. You do you. But when I listen to Pac-12 Commissioner Teresa Gould talking about why you will not release the details of your media deal, this is perhaps one of the stupidest answers I've ever heard prepared by a PR person.
Yeah, well, look, I think there's a long kind of history in our business of a lot of folks, whether it's the media, whether it's, industry people, kind of focusing in on media rights numbers. And I would say a couple of things. Number one, media rights are one piece of the overall distribution, right? All money is green. All money can be spent. I personally think, number one, that it's incredibly inappropriate to be releasing numbers of agreements that we have with media rights partners that are very complex and have rights fees included, have marketing commitments included. They're not simple agreements. But I would also say, in addition to the confidentiality of the agreements that we've signed with our media rights partners, we prefer to focus on our entire business enterprise and the overall number that our members will get at the end of the first year, FY27. That is really the more important number.
FY27 means fuck you, Pac-12 in 2027.
Right.
I believe it means fiscal year. You're full of garbo here. This is spin. This is terribleness. You're not making any money on your media deal. Because why else wouldn't you release the number? We've released a number for generations. Everybody, it's business. You're allegedly a power conference who's embarrassed by their finances. That's why you won't release it. And for me, of course, this interview was done by a complete hack who's never going to ask a follow-up question because we don't want to upset our golden goose in the Pac-12. This is an embarrassing answer, and it just tells me you're running from reality. The Pac-12 is broke. The Pac-12's media deal is part of the reason they're broke. Your TV distribution, spin it and call it whatever you want to call it, is underperforming. How do we know that it's not what people had hoped for? Well, I don't know. Maybe the president of Washington State confirmed it for us.
Again, I mentioned Chad, who's with the council, that reached out about partnership opportunities. How can we get our youth, their youth, more integrated with our student athletes and with our coaches? And so we had an initial touch-base conversation. We weren't necessarily thinking this big at that time. And as the conversations continued to blossom, and there were several conversations, we started to see like this is something that they've got an incredible vision for, that we can really push this thing. Yeah, obviously we're continuing to build out our revenue streams. We know that the Pac-12 new media rights deal is going to be less than what we're working with from a previous iteration, and so.
Said Washington State Athletic Director John Harlow. So it's less than you thought. So the deal Washington State announced with the tribes last week, which was, as we said, amazing. But again, do you see what I'm saying here? Like, this is the whole thing that we do when you're not making the money that you need to make to be, I don't know, a real conference. Because, and Pac-12 fan can sit here, and I'm sure the comment section will be rife with this today, but I'm going to tell you the same thing I've said repeatedly. You don't have a major brand in this conference. You don't have a market, and this includes San Diego and San Diego State. You don't have a market that you can leverage to distribution for millions and millions of dollars. You don't have the ability to draw the requisite amount of revenue through your television distribution partners and channels because you're not a power conference, because you don't have Dallas or Houston or any other major television market. And already the whataboutisms that you Pac-12 fans are going to roll out today. Well, what about the Mountain West? I'm not talking about the Mountain West. Oh, while we're talking about the Mountain West, you'd be better off had you stayed in the Mountain West. You'd be better off. You know what we wouldn't be doing at Washington State if you had merged with the Mountain West like you should have? Putting out more stupid shit with your president, this time driving a truck.
Cougs have always been willing to go the extra mile. This is no different. Breaker, breaker, I'm on my way.
What am I supposed to say to that? Like, what legitimately, what is more mind-numbing, that or the Sith video?
Coug Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
What are we doing? Bro, wait a minute. Let me get and I listen. I know I'm just little old Monty who's fat and dying and I'm a Mormon or whatever it's going to be today.
SEC show and a Big 12 show and all of it.
You know, let me get this right. You're the Pac-12 with an amazing production studio in San Ramon that's going to revolutionize the way TV games are made. And that's what you're putting out? And you're putting Buddy in a pickup or in a semi-truck driving down the road talking about how you're on the way? You're on the way to what? We don't know because you won't tell us how bad your TV deal is.
All money is green.
All money is green. I totally agree with that. I totally agree that what she said, oh, it's just one part of our... Yes, it's just one part. It's the biggest part and the most important part.
All money can be spent.
Totally get it. Why are you running? Why are you only doing interviews with, Idiot Face and Yogi Roth? Like the interview she did with Yogi Roth, I'm guessing, this is my opinion, I think they both dropped acid before that interview because the things they talked about were not based in this universe.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
And I like Yogi Roth. He's very good at what he does. But I want some of whatever you guys were on when you did that interview. Like, it's remarkable to me how removed from reality the Pac-12 and its fan base is and how it's operating in that space trying to defend what she said here. Because there's no defense of it. They're clearly running from the lack of money they have in their media rights deal.
Yeah, and I just don't know. Like, I agree that it's a tough position to be in, right? Generally speaking, it's not an easy place to be. But at the same time, like, you're so deep in the lies and the PR spin about your situation that now you can't even just be honest about it. I mean, you can't at this point, in my opinion, just come out and say, yeah, like we're in a tough spot because our media deal is not what it once was, and we're such a new league, or this is such a new thing that we're still trying to build. Like, you're more interested in telling us that it's inappropriate to share these numbers, even though, to your point, like, we've been doing that forever. Like, that's the expectation. In fact, I would even go as far as to say, like, in the Big Ten as an example, that's a pride point. Like, remember how fired up Big Ten fan was, and how fired up the conference office was, and Tony Petitti was, and how even Kevin Warren at one point was before he had moved on, about the TV deal that was put together and all this revenue and this money, and we're a nationwide conference. Like, this is not only is it not inappropriate, like, people are flexing with their TV deals. So that's why it like, Pac-12 hater and defender is going to say, oh, well, you guys just hate the conference. Well, we don't hate the conference. We just hate the tactics. And that's what I've always said. It's not personal to these people, but she is the commissioner, right? You are the president at Washington State. You are the AD running his mouth at San Diego State, who has no idea what he's talking about and hasn't said anything in how long. Like, you are those people, so that's just what it is. So I just and as far as the video, I can no longer explain what the strategy at Washington State is or the Pac-12 for video. I don't know what that was or what that's trying to be. You're paying way too much for the effects team and not paying enough for the storyboard team. Like that, both of these have just been awful.
Yeah, I don't understand this truck deal. And if somebody wants to explain it to me, what is this about?
Cougs have always been willing to go the extra mile. This is no different. Breaker, I'm on my way.
Are you, is the point here that we all have to kick in and do more? So you're driving the equipment truck? The gloves? Okay, nice gloves, sweetie. Like, go Cougs.
Like, you'd have been better being on like being on a heavy piece of machinery in the middle of a cornfield, talking about putting in work. That's what you'd have been better doing if you wanted to shoot this style of video. And I would also just like to question, and maybe this is my well-documented lack of geographical knowledge, but last time I checked, there weren't cornfields like that in Washington. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I just don't know. But last time I checked, rolling cornfields, the Great Prairie is more in my neck of the woods now, not so much in Corvallis. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's odd. I don't understand it. I don't know what you're trying to do. And it doesn't at all instill confidence in anyone on any level that you guys are like headed the right direction, or this is just going to be some awesome.
Keep on trucking. And I do think it's cool they get Jane Lynch to act in these commercials. Because she looks like
you're calling it a commercial. I think that's being generous.
Okay, it's really cool that they get Jane Lynch to act in these little marketing pieces. Because the president at Washington State, she looks like Jane Lynch.
Cougs have always been willing to go the extra mile. This is no different.
This is no different. I'm driving the football truck. Because we fired Larry, who used to drive the truck, because we can't afford it anymore, because we're only making $10 million a year on our TV deal.
And listen, I appreciate the Nike hit, right? The Nike hit right off the top. You're a big Vomero guy. You can appreciate that. Like, I'm a Nike guy, got the Nike Polo on today, like have several of them, love Nike. But I just, the Teresa Gould clip, plus this, plus the Sith video, plus the fact that we have no numbers tells me you're in a massive hole here, and none of your conference members are coming out to defend you because they know they made a huge mistake.
And again, you're not having a media day because you don't want to answer these questions. It truly is as simple as that.
Everybody knows that. That's the key piece. Everybody is in agreement that you're not doing media days because you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Midweek Coug, who's been a member for 28 months. Oh, I'm ready. Go Cougs. I want to drive the truck.
I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've aged out. Maybe I just don't get the content game anymore. Maybe I don't understand. Like, again, maybe this is just me being misinformed on, topics like Trav and MSG and all that. And this is more like that. But like, I don't get it. I really don't understand.
The MSG thing and Travis and Swelsey, that was fake outrage by a scumbag millennial. This is real reality-based outrage.
Yeah. I
keep it real.
By scumbag millennials. So,
if you said to me, hey, what's Washington State's brand? I couldn't tell you what the answer was.
No clue what their brand is.
No idea what you're trying to rep or what you're trying to do or what the game plan is. Like, because I maintain I just maintain that doing these kind of videos isn't that challenging. Like, it's not that hard to say, okay, Jane Lynch is clearly willing to participate and clearly likes participating in this type of content. So what can we do to push the brand forward?
It's not actually Jane Lynch.
Well, making some like just I hate to call it a spoof, but it feels that way. Like it's not a spoof, but like
it has to be a
had
spoof.
vibes. Like I don't understand it. I like it's and the fact that it's as short as it is also is weird to me. Like you just made this and then it was like, all right, Pac-12 logo on the screen, we're out. Like I don't know, dude. I'm not saying that it's all the video department's fault. Maybe it's out of their hands and they just have to make what they're told. But this is weird as hell.
Yeah.
The Osage video out of Oak State was miles better than this was.
Yeah. I don't disagree. But I just want to congratulate my guy Donovan Mitchell, who just signed. That can't be right. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Jesus Christ. Donovan Mitchell just signed a 4-year, $273 million deal. Isn't that $60 million a year? $67 million a year? $68 million a year? Let's get out the old iPhone. Are they 273 divided by $68.25 million a year? You just signed Donovan Mitchell to a 4-year, $68.25 million per season deal. I'm in the wrong line of work, dude. Wow. Is that and you're going to sign LeBron. Wow. That's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. Okay. He can afford to get married at MSG now. Ken Maynor for $10. Meanwhile, the American, the best G6 conference. Okay. You might want to win a basketball game. Never mind. Has media days in St. Pete, July 23rd and 24th. Pac-12 has an embarrassing media deal and no good options for expansion. American and Mountain West boxed them in. Yes, they did. I would agree with that. I think we'll see. I don't know. Rock and Rant, her answer is so stupid. First, Cantwell revealed it during the hearing on, yes, let's protect College Sports Act. Second, every school in our conference ends with the word state. They all have public disclosures. Yeah, didn't Cantwell say it was like 10 to $12 million or something like that? I'm telling you, it's $10 million. I've heard that repeatedly. It's not a good media deal. You're not making significant money. It is significantly below what you had claimed it was going to be.
Well, Monty, I mean, it's just inappropriate to share those numbers, so we're not going to be able to do that.
Why are you hating on the Pac-12, Monty?
Yeah, I mean,
You're
we're not
just
gonna
so
be able to do
negative.
that. Yeah.
Ballsack, what's up? Seems like Gould and her vest of power does not want to play ball concerning the media deal that the Pac gained. She does not. She does not. Ryan Duffy, how many Dalmatian puppies did she kill this week? Sacrifice.
Bro.
She sacrificed those puppies.
All money is green. All money can be spent.
Gotta love the Pac-12 delusional fans think let me just ask you guys straight off the rip. Like how confident are you that the Pac-12 puts a team in the college football playoff this year?
Not confident.
So Boise, well, all we've heard, no. I'm not going to rip San Diego State. They're getting the pro rata they deserved. How ironic is that statement now? But how confident are you that put a percentage on it, Jake? How likely is it that the Pac-12 puts a team in the college football playoff?
20%, maybe at most. I think that you're going to have to fight. I mean, you are going to have, because at that level, it's all optics, right? I mean, obviously you're going to have to go undefeated, but you need to go undefeated in a way where it's like, all right, these guys would be able to compete on some level. And that's the hard part, is that I just don't think you have a team right now that can get that done. Like I don't. Everyone's going to look at Boise State, but I'm not confident in Boise State. I think that the Mountain West has a far better chance of getting someone in than the Pac-12 does, if we're just looking at optics.
Okay. I would agree it's a pretty low percentage. Welcome to the nightmare. I just want to know where Teresa's vest is.
Yeah, and what bedroom she's doing this interview from, by the way. I mean, because that's the other thing. That's the other thing that always bothered me about the way they do business in the Pac-12. You know that you're doing this interview. Like, this is on your schedule. Like, you know it ahead of time. This isn't some surprise, and that's how you choose to represent yourself. That's the best you can do.
I guess, yeah.
It's just it's very odd, man. I don't pretend to understand the tactics.
I don't either. Here's the clip Jake's talking about. So let me get this right. You go on with softball buddy, who's not going to ask you any follow-up, so you do it from your attic?
Yeah, well, look, I think there's a long kind of history in our business of a lot of folks, whether it's the media, whether it's, industry people, kind of focusing in on media rights numbers. And I would say a couple of things. Number one, media rights are one piece of the overall distribution, right? All money is green. All money can be spent. I personally think, number one, that it's incredibly inappropriate to be releasing numbers of agreements that we have with media rights partners that are very complex and have rights fees included, have marketing commitments included. They're not simple agreements. But I would also say, in addition to the confidentiality of the agreements that we've signed with our media rights partners, we prefer to focus on our entire business enterprise and the overall number that our members will get at the end of the first year, FY27. That is really the more important number.
So then why don't you release it?
Because there's nothing to release. Yeah, I just think it's a really bad look for the Pac-12. I think it's a really, really bad look. Can't wait to hear Clown Zano's excuse for the Pac-12 not having media days. I think it's a huge mistake. I could
call yourself a major conference and not have media days. Like,
well, it's not even that you're a major conference. You need the PR. You need the media to push your brands. You need the press, man. You need the hype. But where would you even have it? Where would you have it? You don't have Los Angeles anymore. Remember when we used to go to Pac-12 Media Day every year?
San Diego.
I guess San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, what, Spokane's not scenic enough for you? Like, I don't even know where you would have it. Honest to goodness. And you know what I think? I think you probably don't want to spend the money on it. That is my guess, because it's not cheap to put media days on. It is. You are flying, even at the conference level, you're flying staff in, you're having to rent space, you're having to provide catering, you're having to provide hotel rooms. It's the cost of doing business. It is the cost of doing business.
Certainly.
And I think it's not cheap.
I think the cost of not doing it is more than the cost of doing it. I think that not doing this on top of this statement by her is more damaging than doing media days would have ever been. I think that it's good for your conference to have, players and coaches and personnel talking about the conference and pushing it forward. I mean, at least at that point, I have a reason to talk about you. Even if I disagree, I have a reason to talk about you in a different light other than Teresa Gould talking. And again, I still keep saying this over and over and over again. Why am I not hearing from other people? Like, why is it that we're really only hearing from Washington State out of this conference right now? Where's Oregon State? Where's San Diego State? Where's Boise State?
You don't want to hear from San Diego State. Honest to God.
Well, but that's the bed you made. That's the agreement you made.
Like, you don't have. Who else are you going to hear from? What is Oregon State going to talk about? And I understand, as much as it sucks to be a Pac-12 fan right now, but if you're Boise, what are you talking about? Well, you want to talk about your football team, but what will you end up talking about? Hey, was it a mistake to go? What's it do? The media deal. How much are you getting from the media deal? How are you like?
Don't you spin that into some kind of positive? Isn't your opinion that it was not a mistake and you're really excited and you're looking forward to it and like coach speak the hell out of it basically? I mean, I agree that there's not like you don't have a whole treasure trove of value to speak on, but that doesn't mean that people don't spin it positively in many different scenarios. And that's why I'm saying like it's still this thing where. And this goes back to the old Pac-12 when they were trying to get a media rights deal done before the conference melted down. You're positioning yourself as one thing, and the reality is you're another. It's still the same problem that's plagued this conference.
I tend to agree with that. Yeah. Conferences have to file tax returns. I would assume that return would be a detailed source of income. Yeah. I mean, we know what the answer is. We know it. All their financials will come out. And Rock and Rant are right. We're talking about schools that have to disclose it.
Yes.
You're trying to delay it as much as you can.
So then what happens when it inevitably comes out and it's not what you want the public to know about? And then we all know, and then we get to ask you, well, hey, you didn't want to talk about it. You said you were uncomfortable sharing this. Is it because it's not a good number? Like that's what I'm saying. When you're in a capacity to speak on the record in the public the way a Teresa Gould is or any of these presidents would be, you don't have a choice whether you want to talk about something or not talk. You're going to talk about it at some point. This is, again, all jokes aside, this is my Rossini take, dude. You're going to talk about this one way or the other. And if you don't want to talk about it, then we're never going to hear from you again because nobody's letting you off the hook. It's the same thing with any type of media deal or contract. Brendan Sorsby at Big 12.
Yeah.
You're going to speak about it like, even if it's, I'm not talking about it, even though I respect you asking the question, I'm past that. You're going to go on the record talking about it. I don't think these people respect that enough. Like that's part of the process when you do deals like this. You made that bed. It's time to speak on it. And she's still running from it, which is why the title of the show today is the Pac-12 still running for its life? And I maintain that they are.
Yeah, I would agree as we talk about this interview that Teresa Gould did, the news that the Pac-12 will not have a media day event this year, which I think just from a marketing and PR standpoint, you need to be pushing this new dynamic group of universities as you've described it. You need to be pushing that group and building that brand, putting yourself out. Teresa Gould shouldn't be doing interviews with homers in the PNW that nobody listened to. She should be going on SportsCenter. She needs to be doing major media interviews, well prepared, so that she has answers that address issues, because I would hope that they would ask her questions. But she doesn't want to do that. And I think that's probably smart on some levels. You have to have a media day event. You have to. And if you are based in the Bay Area, have it in the Bay Area. If there are ways to do it economically, have it on one of your campuses. Have it in a basketball arena on one of your, do what you need to do. It doesn't need to be in Vegas or in Frisco, or like the Big 12 is having a shindig today. But Mitch Harper from KSL in Salt Lake City tweeted a picture. What is every media member at the Big 12 Media Day getting for free? And this may seem very trivial to you. Trust me when I say it's not. They're all getting a Monster Energy hat. Every member of the media. Why is that? Because the Big 12 and Monster Energy are partners on this event. And so a major media member for BYU and Utah, perhaps the largest media member, tweeted out a hat that has a Monster Energy logo on it. You think that guy, I mean, it's that kind of thing. And you may say, oh, well, it's just one guy. That one guy has a lot of pull in two big football markets. And you're telling me the Pac-12 can't do a deal with that? You can't put an event together with your partnerships, or maybe you don't have partnerships. Because I'm telling you, when you watch Big 12 Media Days today, what I would ask you is, While you're paying attention to the spin that Texas Tech is going to put out, look at the logos in the background. When Brett Yormark is doing his State of the State, look at the logos in the background. They're making money on their media day event. Look at where it is. It's in essentially Dallas. It's in Dallas, Fort Worth. Frisco is a major hub.
And you know about that because you watch Landman. So
I know about Texas. Yes, I watch Landman.
Yeah.
And I used to watch Dallas. I know all about the TV shows and stuff. My point is, this is what the Pac-12 is missing on. This right here is what the Pac-12 is missing on. And it is a significant miss.
That's the thing. I don't think they understand that. I don't believe that they realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, look at my guy, Lopes fan Gabe, a member for 42 months.
Damn.
Oh. Gabe, appreciate you. Yes, hit the like button. We've had over 3,000 views today on the show, and we have 34 likes. You guys, come on. Hit the like button right here on the Monty Show, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. Do you guys care about media days? I do. I watch them regularly and routinely. I look forward to them as I cough through my voice.
Yeah.
I look forward to them every year.
Yeah, I think my opinion on media days has always been that it's the unofficial start of the season, right? Once you have media days, then we are absolutely downhill to college football, opening up camps and, fall camp and the NFL opening up camp. And so the media day thing is we see this run up and then we start to get back on the field. And so I think this year in particular for the Big 12, I think media days has this expectation that there's going to be some heat to it because of the Sorsby thing. But if I had to guess, I would assume, I would hope that Texas Tech is prepared to talk about Sorsby, whatever that looks like, however they want to handle that, and is prepared to push a more positive message. Because again, where we left off with Sorsby as far as the conference is concerned is that they're moving together 16 strong. That's what Brett Yormark said in his statement.
Right. Yeah.
So I would again, just assuming, we'll see, but just assuming, I would expect that Texas Tech is kind of more in alignment, falling more in line with that messaging. And I would definitely expect hey, I understand why you're asking that question. I understand why it's important to you guys, and I appreciate the question. At the same time, though, we're moving forward with the season. We wish Brendan all the best. And next question. I would very much expect that type of answer today.
I would agree with that. Hey, Rock Mamola, good to see you, my friend. Did Spinal Tap take over marketing for the Pac-12? Exactly right.
Spinal.
That video, I'll never, and I'll play it again because how can you not?
Mm-hmm.
I will never. Is the word get over this? I will never forget this video.
Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
And I like the sparks come like they're building. The sparks are falling on the ironwork, and they're building a framework, and the pointing of the fingers. It's amazing. That video is rent-free in my head forever. Forever. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
This is what we've done.
I don't get it.
Midweek coup. Just hold it in Boise, Spokane, or San Diego.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that difficult. I agree. Ryan Duffy, odds to make the playoff as G6, Boise, Tulane, UNLV, and South Florida. Man, how big would South Florida be? What is the best G6 conference? If you could only pick one, I think you pick the American.
Probably, yeah.
I would think, right? The Pac-12's legal bills are substantial. Dude, you are not kidding about that. We've talked about it over and over again. That's why settling the Mountain West lawsuit was so critical. Nobody wins, and I'll just keep saying this. There's no winner between the Pac-12 and the Mountain West. They will both survive. Will either of them ever thrive again? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. Not where this industry is headed. I just don't think so. Not where this industry is headed, in my opinion. Jimmy Austin, good morning, Jimmy. Good to see you. Oregon State is a public institution. I would like to know what revenue it is making, and you're going to find out. You'll find out. Welcome to the nightmare. Pac-12 Media Days being held at Buc-ee's. It's on the record. That's exactly right.
Yeah, last week on YouTube, it was on the record. That's right. Yep, that's correct.
I'm really curious to see, what do you need out of Big 12 Media Day today?
I think what I would like. I always look forward to Brett's opening statement. I think he always does a really good job with it. I think he's always prepared. Always ready to make a point and leave it in a place where it's teed up for the coaches and players to have a field day with it. So I would expect more good stuff out of Brett there. I think. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some conversation about the Protect College Sports Act today at Media Days. I think people will get asked about that. Just opinions and what people think of it. I do think that Texas Tech, this is yet another opportunity for you to get something right or mess it up horribly. If you're going to spend your media days defending Sorsby and the whole situation and continuing to go against the grain, I think that's just a rough look. It's senseless to do that. There's no reason to do that. You need to move on now. And if you spend media days talking about how excited you are for Will Hammond and the team and, Joey, and if Joey can sit there and talk about how great recruiting's been and all that, the usual stuff, then I think media days would be just fine. I think media days has an opportunity for the Big 12 to be basically the same as it's been the last several years, which is a really good event. You're making money on it. It's really positive and it's in a really good place. But I do think that there's always was it last year at Media Days or maybe the year before where Gundy dropped that, I must have done that 1,000 times line. It's stuff like that where
Ali DUI.
Yeah, it's stuff like that where it's dude, you're saying his punishment should be doing media days. That's one of the dumbest things you could have possibly said. So the only situation or scenario where I see someone saying something like that would be in the Sorsby scenario. I can't think of anything else where you could really get into tough water.
Yeah, I think that I need accountability from Texas Tech. To me, that's what is. I'm really curious to see how Joey handles this because you're not a media darling this year. The expectations of Texas Tech football are real. And we need to have real conversations about Will Hammond. We need to have real conversations about duplicating that defensive performance from last year to this year. Because now the expectations are in place and disappointment will be significant if this is not a playoff team. And with Sorsby, no matter what you did or did not think of him, this is a tough way to start this cycle, this season. It's a tough way to go into this version of Texas Tech football. The Big 12 needs Texas Tech to be elite, right? There's no question about that. Will Hammond, I think, is somebody that they need to really push and showcase at this event and really begin to push him forward as the leader of this football team. Because they don't need him necessarily right now today. They need him for the next 2 years to be really good and to be a really important part of their football team. Obviously, he's your starting quarterback, but to move past this Sorsby scandal, if you will, because I think it is a scandal. To move past the Sorsby scandal, you need Will Hammond to make people forget about Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah, well, I just want to point out that the Big 12 Twitter account put out the attendees for each team, and Will
Hammond will not be there.
He will not be there. Yeah,
but to my point is, you need to talk about him. You need to push. I'm telling you, the best way to get past the Brendan Sorsby controversy is to talk about Will Hammond. That's you. We need a real update on his injury situation. Where is he in his recovery? What is he going to be physically when camp starts? And I don't even have a problem that he's not going to be there. I really do not have a problem that he's not going to be there. You need to be talking about Will Hammond. I need Joey McGuire telling me that Will Hammond is going to be fantastic. I need that. We, as a conference, the Big 12 needs that.
Yeah, and everyone else's quarterback, it looks like, is going to be there. So, I mean, I understand. I understand. I get it. He's still recovering or whatever. I get it. But I think that, I don't know. I think that it's at some point, Texas Tech has to move on from Brendan Sorsby emotionally and in the media. At some point, we got to get, okay, this was, because it will come up today, but at some point there's got to be, all right, we're moving on and Will Hammond's our guy. Like, it's Will Hammond's team. We expect to be in the college football playoff. This is what we're looking for in the season. This is our expectation and everything's great. Like, that's what they need to be talking about.
I think the hard part is that, for instance, who's the second best team in this conference? BYU. You and I both know Bear Bachmeyer and LJ Martin are going to be at Media Day for BYU. Those are the two names on this football team.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess Tanavasa is going to be there as well.
He is.
Because those are the guys you want to hear from, right? And we can sit here and we can talk about Texas Tech, and I would assume, who's your garden variety best player on Texas Tech? AJ Holmes, Terrence Carter, I would assume, Sheridan Wilson, I would assume, but I can also assume that Isaiah Glasker and Evan Johnson, the best players at BYU, are going to be at Media Day. I can guarantee you're looking at the list. I'm not. But I don't have to wonder who's going to be at Media Day for BYU.
Yeah.
I don't have to wonder. Yeah. I don't have to wonder if Julian Lewis is going to be at Media Day for Colorado. I don't have to wonder if Cree Thomas is going to be at Media Day for Colorado. They're the best players on that team.
DJ Lagway, Monty. I mean, come on.
Is going to be there for Florida. It's a joke. He plays at Baylor, and
he plays for the Wolf of Waco, now by his doing.
But I would assume that Kyler Jordan's going to be at Media Day for Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that Drew Mestamaker is going to be at Media Day for Oak State. Because how could you have a Media Day and not have Caleb Hawkins at Media Day for Oak State? He's going to be there. Right? So when we get to Texas Tech and Will Hammond's not there, yeah, I think it's a talking point. But I also think you better be talking a lot about him. Right? But again, we can go up and down the list. I'm interested to see, and Jake, if you have the list, I'm interested to see if Wayshawn Parker is going to be there for Utah. Because I think he's going to be one of the breakout guys for this conference.
It's Dampier, Jonathan Hall, Holtzclaw, and Wayshawn Parker.
Yeah, Holtzclaw has to be in that group.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Morgan obviously will be there.
Yeah.
But I think that's huge. I think when we start talking about Avery Johnson at K-State, some tough questions need to be asked of Avery Johnson. Are you ever going to meet the potential that we've heard so much about? And if somebody doesn't ask Colin Klein tomorrow, because I think K-State's day 2.
They are, yep, that's correct.
If somebody does not ask Colin Klein if he can get the maximum out of Avery Johnson, those are the conversations that need to be had. And I am telling you, like Sonny Dykes and who's going for TCU, Jaden Craig. What makes Jaden Craig better, different? Because you ripped your quarterback from last year. Tell me what makes Jaden Craig better. Because you're not projected to be at the top of this conference, TCU. Because I don't know if you guys saw the numbers. It's Texas Tech, it's BYU, and it's Utah. The breakout team is supposed to be Oak State. coming off of a 1-11 season, I would hope you'd have a breakout season.
Yeah, we're breaking out to 6 wins, Monty.
But I don't mean to be overly simplistic about it.
Yeah, I think that the teams, that I would be paying attention to are K-State, TCU, Utah, obviously Tech and BYU. That goes without saying.
Oklahoma State's a really good story. I mean, the transformation of Oak State out of Mike Gundy into whatever this a new era at Oak State and Stillwater is really important.
Yeah, we're not making any changes.
Oh, dude. Hey, Eric Morris. Hey, quick question, bro. Just, 2 holes over here from the Monty show. Hey, is the beer still flowing in Stillwater after the Gundy era, or did they close those taps off? What's the situation? I'm just genuinely curious, dude. Like,
We'll find out, bros, because I think this is a really important moment in time for the Big 12, especially with Cody Campbell won't be there. You cannot tell me that Cody Campbell's going to be there representing Texas Tech.
Probably not. If we're being honest, probably not. But
come on. That would be awesome if he was. Am I too hard on Cody Campbell? Honest to goodness, when we talk about Big 12 Media Days, does Cody Campbell need to be there to represent Texas Tech?
No.
No, he should not be there. Will he come up as a topic of conversation? Yes. He may be the singular largest talking point at Texas Tech. Breakout team I thought was Houston. Well, Houston's actually got expectations. I think Houston's probably, I don't know what to make of Utah in this conference. I'm not sure what Morgan's going to do and how good this roster can be based on what they've lost. But I expect Houston to be pushing them for the third best team in the conference. I think the Big 12's ass. They don't have depth. I think that's a real problem. You've got Texas Tech, BYU, and then a tier below that where I have expectations of K-State. I think they should be pushing to be that 3-4 team that I expect to be Utah and Houston. And I expect K-State to be right there.
Quick note coming out of Front Office Sports 3 minutes ago. They just put out a story about the Pac-12 being the only conference to not hold the only FBS conference to not do media days. Rick Hart, Deputy Commissioner of the Pac-12. Quote, we talked about it. Those are expensive. Maybe you get 72 hours of publicity and then everybody moves on. Wait, I'm just, maybe I'm a little fuzzy. I could be a little fuzzy. But did we not just say that literally 20 minutes ago before they put this story out 3 minutes ago? Did we not just say they didn't do media days because it's too expensive and they don't want to talk about stuff? I just wanted to point that out for everybody in the room, just in case you guys, need a reminding about, the logic or, where we were at on the Pac-12. So anyway, just wanted to point that out.
How do I do it? My greatness, my beauty, especially with this massive zit that I have, my beauty, I mean, it's just, I don't know how I do it.
We did what we did.
It comes naturally, my friends, my brilliance, my awesomeness.
And we were saying that.
It comes naturally. I just do what I just do things. Noel Ramirez, damn, what happened to the war chest they had? Well, because
$600 million, brother.
Yeah, Kirk Schultz is going to stand in the way and block the college.
Brother.
Did the hundreds of millions. Okay. Look at that.
Bro, you're still on this right now.
I will not root for Oak State until the board of BOR. Is that a bunch of rejects? Admits they were wrong. Nobody cares about Casey Schrum. Nobody. Not me, not you. Nobody cares. Nobody. The Board of Regents at Oak State did absolutely nothing wrong. Hate to break it to you. They did absolutely nothing wrong. And we'll hold you to this season. I don't want to hear a word out of you about Oak State when they are better than TCU. Not a word.
Oh, Monty, I'm an Oklahoma State fan.
I've always been an Oak State fan.
Library card in this
Monty?
OSU polo.
Monty? It's on the record. Check the tape on YouTube.
Timothy.
Monty, I've always been Oak State through and through.
I was never a TCU Horned Frog, even though I was in the accelerated course.
Shut up, Jake. The point is, listen, I'm in an intensive. And when I'm intensive like this, let me tell you something. I get deep. I get deep, bro.
I have a Acropolis.
I'm here. I'm here for Oak State. This is who I am. This is what I've been. You know, you look deep inside the rectals of the inches and feet up there, and you're going to see cowboy country, bitch.
Length and girth.
Probably too much. James, good to see you. As always. My guy.
James, dude, are you going to hold your own media days at Buc-ee's for the show?
James, are you gonna put up Pac-12 Media Days? Because Pac-12 Media Days isn't a thing this year. Maybe you could do it for him, bud.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
No. It has been 0 days since James interjected an Oklahoma State Board of Regents complaint. Safety calls for everyone to try harder. That's right. Nobody cares or knows who Casey Schrum is. And if you do, you do you and stuff. Nobody cares. Could not care less. It's not possible. When James talks, it makes me wish I could fast forward a live stream.
Listen, man, this Board of Regents, we got to talk about this, okay? Casey Schrum and that, wow, she was so hot, too. Oh, my God. Anyway, what they did to her... and I will not talk about Oak State until they apologize to my bitch and until they make her whole again.
Whoa. This
Too
is
much,
a family show.
Monty, probably too much. Yeah, probably too much.
Anyway, okay. How about Oak State versus TCU and Arlington?
Bro,
for the Big 12 title.
Fingering this thing, dude.
What's Arlington? Is that? Oh, that's the new TCU quarterback. He played at Harvard, right?
Harvard.
Jimmy Arlington. Heisman watch list. Speaking of Heisman watch list, will Oak State James give me credit, even if they don't bring back Casey Schrum? Will Oak State James give me credit for telling you that Bear Bachmeier is going to be a stud this year? LJ Martin's the best running back in the conference, and Bear Bachmeier is the best quarterback in the conference. Period. And I believe U.S. Americans will vote for Bear Bachmeier.
Yes, Americans.
Am I the only one that missed it when Teresa Gould said something very similar to U.S. Americans on that bite?
U.S. Americans.
I missed it. What did she say?
I don't know. Here, let real quick, because it never gets old. It never gets old. Hang on. Where is it? Here it is.
Yeah, well, look, I think there's a long kind of history in our business of a lot of folks, whether it's the media, whether it's, industry people, kind of focusing in on media rights numbers. And I would say a couple of things. Number one, media rights are one piece of the overall distribution, right? All money is green. All money can be spent. I personally think, number one, that it's in.
There it is.
I personally believe
U.S. Americans. I personally believe that all money is green and all money can be spent, which is why we don't have money in the Iraq. But some nations out there need a better account.
It is so
to
good.
be able to spend money.
All money is green. All money can be spent.
I personally believe that.
That's incredible, dude. I totally missed that. That is
How did you
awesome,
miss
bro.
that?
That is
How did you miss
awesome.
that? I'm
That is
telling you.
awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly.
In the hissy, good to see you, Jeremy. I'm telling you, as much of and listen, I shouldn't put this up because it's really hard for me to concentrate when we show this picture, because my God,
Stay hard.
my God, look at CJ on the right. CJ Carr, the starting quarterback for the Bulls.
Erection.
Oh, totally, bro. Blood flowing.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Make babies like that come out and play quarterback like CJ Carr. Right? Bounce off mom's thighs into the end zone.
I have a acropolis.
It is what we do. But I'm telling you that Bear Bachmeier is a stud. And I hope that he survives the absolute physical ass whooping that we're going to put on him in Provo.
You're a BYU fan now.
What do you mean? When I said the ass kicking that we're going to put on Bear Bachmeier in Provo?
Oh, sorry. Misheard you. My bad. Just wanted to confirm. Sorry.
Idiot.
My bad.
I'm telling you now that when we go to Provo, because I'm on the team, right? I was talking to my buddy Jesus last night, and he was telling me that he really needs me to put my hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback.
We're not coaching Little League, buddy.
Happy to help. When Notre Dame goes to Provo and dismantles BYU, I'm just trying to speak that into existence. When we go to Provo and dismantle Bear Bachmeier, that will be his only poor performance, because their schedule's not difficult, and I am telling you, when you don't have to play Texas Tech twice a year, I think there's a real chance that Bear Bachmeier ends up in New York at the end of the season for the Heisman ceremony. And you guys can laugh at me and you can tell me that, Monty, you're just drinking the blue Kool-Aid and you're a dead Mormon. That could be. I've never claimed to be anything but a dead Mormon.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
But that doesn't change the fact that Bear Bachmeier is a stud and he's got the best running back in the conference behind him. Right? And I don't need the sacrament to tell me that.
Right.
That's as many church jokes as I can fit
You don't
in.
need any crackers to tell you that. We get it.
The body and the blood of Christ.
Right.
Stuff. Arlington State better than Tarleton State? 100%. Let me tell you, when they go deep at Arlington State, your sister doesn't survive. But it is what it is. Now, you don't speak the truth about the most overrated team to come out of South Bend. Well, that's the lacrosse team at South Bend High. They're not very good. Notre Dame football, on the other hand, world beater. World beater. Pac-12 should hire Caitlin Upton as the commissioner. Hey, man. I can't believe you guys didn't catch that first time.
Yeah, I completely missed that. That's a great catch by you.
Yeah. Pac-12 Media Days will be on April 1st, sponsored by Magic City, home of America's favorite wings.
See, that's more like that's good material.
Don't you know, James? Don't you know? Ryan Duffley, I personally believe she said it, and she did say it, Duff.
Yeah.
I think you're right in Bear, but he has to continue to grow and see how he develops. And you know what, Bryce? I think that the thing that stands out to me so much about Bear Bachmeier is the mechanical improvements, but you can see he's put the work in. Bear Bachmeier, he is not, and I'm not being biased, or I expect CJ Carr to win the Heisman Trophy. You want to talk about a guy that's transformed from the cat that he was against Miami to open last year to the guy that he is through the end of last season, spring, and now into summer. He's a completely different quarterback. And the ball's coming off, but I can say the exact same thing about Bear Bachmeier. You remember a year ago, Bear Bachmeier was not supposed to be the starting quarterback at BYU. Right? And then the Retzloff thing happened, and the apartment and the phone, and it was just watching movies, and And now all of a sudden, Bear Bachmeier's starting quarterback.
Okay.
And
Now,
performed admirably,
yeah.
but I expect him to take a massive. I think he's the best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I agree completely with that. I mean, I don't know who else it would be. I mean, obviously, Will Hammond's got
Jaden Craig.
You know,
Jaden Craig.
I mean, DJ Lagway. Wow. I mean, I just, I don't know how we're ignoring that. My God. Starting to get nuggets in from Big 12 Media Day. Nicole Auerbach is at Big 12 Media Days and is tweeting 7 minutes ago, quote, Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire told me that the backlash to Brendan Sorsby's ruling was, quote, really tough to experience, particularly pointed comments made by ADs across the country. Said a lot of coaches reached out to check on him. Joey McGuire said Eric Morris texted a wellness check, and even Sark texted him and was like, man, this is not in the coach's manual anywhere. I'm just going to keep saying it, dude. If you keep playing the victim card and you're going to run this shtick out at media days all day long, you're not ever going to move on from this. Like, I can't believe this is such a tough topic to talk about or concept to understand, dude. I don't get it. Like, nobody thinks
Jake, it's a tough concept to understand because self-accountability is the tough concept to understand. And they're not self-accountable at all. Right? And I think it is going to be a very tough. It's going to be a very tough place for Texas Tech to be. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. And I think it's interesting. Pete Thamel said, Joey McGuire tells ESPN that Will Hammond could well end up as the week 1 starter, which is earlier than his stated timeline from spring as Hammond recovers from an ACL. I think he could be. I really do. So they're still not willing to commit to him as being physically capable in week 1. So I think that's a huge talking point, and this is what I mean. This is the conversation. Now, if I am Texas Tech, and this is not going to be a popular answer, I would not talk about another moment about Brendan Sorsby. That shit is over with. Talk to me about Will Hammond. And I would say I am not. I understand. Listen, if I'm Joey McGuire, listen, you guys. I understand that you have to ask me about Brendan Sorsby, but I need you to understand that that's over with for me now. I am a month away from the football season. I'm here to talk about Will Hammond and my other quarterbacks. You want to talk to me about this defense? You want to talk to me about how I was a high school coach and I'm a great story because I went to the college football playoff? Please do. Shine that knob, bruh. But I am not talking about Brendan Sorsby. That's over with. That's it. I talked plenty about it. I talked way too much and said some really stupid stuff. And Cody Campbell, that loudmouth, won't stop talking about it. Go ask Cody about it. I'm not talking about Brendan Sorsby. If I am Joey McGuire, I am not talking about it. You need to move on. This Texas Tech football team, and hear me clearly, on July 7th, this should be a national championship caliber program at Texas Tech. And you still want to talk about Brendan Sorsby?
Yes.
If I am Joey McGuire, I am going to respectfully decline to do that. I'm here to talk about my guys. Look at that. And I would go as far as to say Brendan Sorsby's not with the team. Look at this fine group of young men that I brought with me. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about our quarterback room that's here. Let's talk about our defense that's here. They need to move on. And if you have to do it by brute force, do it by brute force. But I'm not talking about Brendan Sorsby anymore. As simple as that. And frankly, you did this to yourself. If we're being honest and we're truth telling, which is our brand on this show, Texas Tech did this to themselves, and they deserve every ounce of the BS that they're going to have to deal with the next 2 hours on Brendan Sorsby and all those questions. You need to put an end to that and start talking about how great Will Hammond's going to be, because that's what's best for this football team. Frankly, that's what's best for this conference, because this conference needs a brand to explode and not get blown out by Oregon in December and January. If we're being totally honest, that's what you need here.
Couldn't agree more.
You know, Jeremiah Champion. He likes the flag team. He actually is the coach of flag.
It's the color guard.
Same thing. Same thing. I'm so over this BS with Tech. We need to move along. Focus on the upcoming season. Stop talking about it, man. Right? Totally agree, Jeremiah. I'm working. Damn right, Stepanek. Hope you're feeling well. Bryce Martin. We shouldn't need Will Hammond to beat Abilene.
Yeah, well, Abilene last year was an adventure.
But he needs to get reps against Oregon State. Yes, he does. Oregon State's going to be a handful. I'm telling you right now. Oregon State's going to be a handful. Steve Stepanek, I'm still waiting for Notre Dame to be the Big Ten champions in hockey. Steve, why choose violence?
I thought you were working, Steve. Apparently you got time enough to be typing this type of stuff out.
Steve, I have very little happiness in my life. I'm married, so I don't have sex. You know, I wear a size 15 shoe. You do the math. The Cubs can't hit. The Bears play on a toxic waste dump in the state of Indiana. Patrick Kane's coming back to the Blackhawks. Probably not. Connor Bedard was taking a dump and blew his shoulder out. Again. What am I supposed to be happy about?
Bro blew his shoulder out going front to back, bro.
Did you guys see that with Connor Bedard? He's in a workout, like a practice, like a camp workout. Just skating around. Oh, yeah, let's fall and break our shoulder. Like he hurts his shoulder and skates up. Like, fuck off. Like, it's just like, for one damn day in my life, can the U.S. men's national team not have the goalkeeper give up a goal like halfway to the center line? Can we just win something, anything? No, I have nothing. James and BDM have not been in much recently. BDM is in my DMs every day, dude.
Let me guess. He's now a DP fan.
And James is here to, what are you talking about? He hasn't been here. I have not had to put anyone in word timeout in like 2 weeks. Something feels off. I know. The comment section's been much better recently. I will say that. U.S. men's national team, ETTD. I don't know what ETTD means. Erectile totally tainted dysfunction. I don't know. Handful of beaver. Dude, USA hockey was legit this year. Suck it, Canada. That's what I'm saying. Do you know how many USA hockey jerseys I saw in Seattle yesterday for the men's national team?
Yeah, that's the team we should be repping.
Right. You're asking too much, Monty. I know. Man, all it is big. God damn it. Everything coming out of Big 12 Media Day is Brendan Sorsby. It is so annoying to me. It's so frustrating to me. I guess I should not be surprised. I just don't know. How much of this are we going to deal with today?
A lot. I think it's, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to dominate the Texas Tech narrative, man. I don't know. It sucks, but like, what would you expect anything different from the media? Would you expect anything different from Texas Tech? Like these guys, that's all they're going to want to talk about. It's how they're victims and it was really tough. And man, like that's what I expect.
Yeah, I guess so. Dude, Washington State baseball now has put out an awkward video.
Oh, God. I mean, you can't.
No. Excuse me. Okay. And we're not going to be able to play it for you today. Go find WSU Cougars. At least it's athletes. They asked us what was next. I can't do it with Washington State in the Pac-12, you guys. And I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to keep up on the role of I'm trying to keep up on the roll of news out of the Big 12. I'm just telling you now that I'm tired of talking about Brendan Sorsby already. I'm tired of talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. This is a big mistake. I am telling you now, if Texas Tech is going to spend the next 12 hours talking about Brendan Sorsby, this is a huge mistake. It is just a huge mistake. And I don't know how you fix it, but you better figure it out. Because I'm already tired of hearing about it. I'm already tired of hearing about it. Rock and Rant, somebody needs to inform Texas Tech about the no sharing light. Less is more.
Precisely.
Way more.
Guys. Hey, guess what, guys? Pac-12 Commissioner Teresa Gould spotted at Buc-ee's trying to get a corporate sponsorship. Brisket sandwiches for everybody.
Fat.
And if she does, maybe then they'll disclose their sponsorship money.
How awesome would it be if the Pac-12 went full Buc-ee's? Every stadium in the conference is going to have a brisket sandwich by Buc-ee's. The Buc-ee's truck stop timeout.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
Ryan Duffy, I don't want it to be true, but you are crazy if you don't think Cody Campbell shows up at Big 12 Media Days. Fort Worth to Frisco is about 25 minutes. Yeah. And I watch Landman. I know the geography of Texas. Dude loves himself, and no one at Tech will say no. Nobody will ever say no to Cody Campbell. Nobody.
It's just the reality of it, bro. It is just the reality.
You got to move on from Brendan Sorsby. Cody Campbell, we should not hear from him. Why do we need to hear from him? I'm being serious. Why do we need to hear from Cody Campbell? I don't know either. And if anybody in the comments section would like to inform me, why does Cody Campbell need to be doing interviews? Yeah, that's exactly right. Why does Jerry Jones need to be talking about the Cowboys? Like, at some point, you need to stop talking. You need to stop talking. Because I got bad news for Cody Campbell. You're bad for Texas Tech and you're bad for college football. You're not protecting college football. Cody Campbell's a fraud.
Yep.
He's a billionaire who's only somebody because he's got money. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yes, correct. 100%. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Could not agree more.
So I'm currently having a debate with Marcus. If as a 53-year-old man, I should be upset that I have a zit on my forehead. Marcus is giving me a ration of shit that says this zit on my forehead is more of a distraction than Jake's neckbeard was last week. That's the kind of mood some folks are in today.
Like I said, great, man. Great. I mean, I'm glad you're so detail-oriented, brother. Like, I don't even know what to say to that, dude.
The fact that people comment, because I will also say Jesse Savimugu, Jesse Savioni on TikTok DMs me to say that this corner of my shirt is distracting to him. That's the kind of stuff that I get. People like, here, should I button my shirt? People notice my shirt more than pretty much anything else. There. How about that? Now we're all tidied up.
There you go.
Is that better? I hate buttoning the top shirt on a polo, but it is what it is. We're all mad because one, we hate soccer, and two, we watch soccer and they suck. How big of a deal was that for you guys? I mean, hour number 3 of the Monty Show, as always, presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. But how interested in the U.S. men's national team were you guys? The World Cup. I mean, I watched most of it. I turned it off as well when they gave up the last goal. When Lukaku scored that goal, that was it. I was done with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disheartening. I mean, it's this thing where it's like, all right, cool, like, you get down one, you tie the game, then you give up another one, and then the goalie thing happens, or the keeper thing happens, and you're like, damn, dude, like, I really thought we had a chance tonight, and this is the type of material we're putting out. Like, it's that type of feeling that you get from it. It is like, dude, I don't know what else to say. I can't say. Again, going into it, I even texted you before the game. I didn't expect us to beat Belgium, but I also didn't expect us to get embarrassed and run off our own field. Like, that's the difference. Is like, it's not that we lost. It's that we got embarrassed. We got clowned. We got shown up because we weren't even competitive in that game. Like, you just can't do that on that stage.
Yeah. Ryan Duffy, it took 7 minutes to see who was more talented. The Mexico-England game was laughably higher quality.
Yeah.
I think England's one of the great stories in this tournament. I mean, the frustrating part is that, like, Christian Pulisic is just such a disappointment. Right? Like, he just no-showed. Just no-showed. I don't know how you explain that. That was such a disappointing performance. It was such a disappointing performance. I think for knowledgeable soccer fans, this is where we thought they would get their ticket punch. Belgium is the 7th ranked team. It was the equivalent of Boise State playing Michigan. It was. The Belgium's bench is better than anything we have in our starting forward group. Their bench is better than any attacking talent that we have. I think Lukaku coming off the bench, that's his 3rd straight game with a goal. Come on. Pulisic is highly overrated, but doesn't mean he's not a huge disappointment. And the guy needs to, in my opinion, the only way he saves American soccer, which a lot of people want to keep putting on him. Who are you, Freddie Adu? He needs to come home and play in MLS. That's what he needs to do. He won't. But go back to Italy and be what you are, which is an average ass player. He's not special. He's not unique. But, we got clowned, and we had someone's daddy try to interfere with the game like it was a youth league beforehand, turning a lot of goodwill into vitriol. 100%.
Agreed.
I think the Trump red card thing was a significant, because I can tell you, walking around the city yesterday, living in Seattle right now and walking around the city, people cared about that story. People cared about it. 100% people cared about it. No doubt. So this soccer guy is a Wemby in the playoffs, apparently.
I wouldn't even say he's that.
No.
That. He's not even close to Wemby in the playoffs. I think
I agree.
He's Tyler Hero, bro. He's not Wemby.
Midweek Coug, this feels like we have made zero progress. It feels like you have.
Well, I don't know that I would say we made zero progress. We got into the World Cup, first of all, which I think a lot of people wondered if we would. Then we got into the round of 16, which I think a lot of people were surprised by. When you won the group, you won one game, and you got to the round of 16, and then you got bounced. Like, I think that we have to be careful not to just tear apart everything that this team did. But this team was never in danger of like winning the World Cup, or like the quality was never there on that level. And I think that, look, I love singing Mountain Mama after they win a game just as much as anyone else, but that doesn't fix. It's all for naught if that's how you're going to end your season. If that's how you're going to end your World Cup, it's all for naught. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. Americans don't care if they lose as much as they care about getting embarrassed. And that's the difference.
Yeah. Boy, there's all kind. If Brendan Sorsby is the theme of Big 12 Media Days, that's a huge problem. Because there's a lot of it. Red Hoodie Pink Eye gifts one Monty show.
What am I supposed to do with this account name, dude? Red Hoodie Pink Eye?
Sorry, buddy. And of course, Danny Hernandez got pink eye or got the membership from Pink Eye. Congratulations, Danny. Put some eye drops in that
Danny
thing.
over here.
Little Danny over here got pink eye is what it is. We were automatically in the World Cup as a host nation. Soccer dies for 4 years now, unfortunately. Because for those of us that actually love the sport, and I'm an avid Chelsea Football Club fan. I watch it all the time. And it's unfortunate. Didn't Belgium play their B team? No, they just, they had some injuries and they didn't take the U.S. as a threat. Let's put it that way. Midweek Kook, this was a chance for the men's team to show that we can compete. Instead, we look foolish. Could be. The U.S. men's national team parallel to Texas Tech is real. All the progress you made will be overshadowed with how you ended your run. Well, truer words. Reddit College Football commented that maybe we shouldn't have adopted a song from the anthem of a school that everybody loves but never wins. Well, West Virginia. Is this the year that Rich Rod turns that program around? Do they take a noticeable step forward? Because expectations are low.
I hope so.
Stingers up. Okay. Pac-12 messed up and should have picked up Sac State. Totally agree. Totally agree. Soccer requires years and years of training just to have the skills to be adequate. Totally agree. But here's the thing. Christian Pulisic has the skills. He has shown that repeatedly. But injured again last night. Freak accident, kicked the back of a defender's foot. But he was a zero factor before that. Everybody wants to say, oh, he went off injured. Not his fault. He was a zero before that. The turnover machine. Negative, in fact. He was awful before the injury. Awful. At least we aren't Italy. Well, there is that. And as an Italian, I can tell you. Anyway. Noel Ramirez. Jake, they got into the World Cup automatically because they were a host.
Okay, they got in automatically. Yes, that's been established. That still, you're saying the same thing. They qualified. Great.
Yeah. Singing country roads, take me home to a place. Okay. Was being sung by some European teams prior to coming this year's World Cup soccer game. Okay. I was unaware of that. So, Dale Donuts, how are you? Pac-12, I think, is not even truck stop. Big 12 keeps that as long as Lubbock is present. Okay, so what conference doesn't have a truck stop in it? And I'm assuming truck stop conference is an insult, which I don't really understand. Because every conference, again, I say this all the time, the flyover conference. Well, who doesn't have a planes flying over their conference? Monty singing all the dogs in his condo building now howling. Could be. I sing very well, though. Scotland started the country road thing. Okay.
No, they didn't. We did. You're wrong.
We start and finish everything, remember? We're American. Do you guys see Buddy flew to Turkey? Hey, real quick before we go today. Did you guys see, do you remember the bomb that went off in Monaco? So if you don't know, the enclave of Monaco. This arguably the safest square mile in the entire world. Nothing ever happens there. Till a couple of weeks ago, when a terror attack, somebody set off a bomb that essentially maimed an entire family of Ukrainian exiles. Right? This dude and longtime girlfriend and his son were living in Monaco, billionaires, through thieving, whatever you want to call it, allegedly. Well, a bomb went off on their doorstep, took the legs off of this guy's girlfriend, longtime partner, wounded him and his son. The man who lit the explosive fled from Monaco into France. And there was a manhunt. Never found the person. Until that person turned up dead in Ukraine, and it was a woman. And she wound up dead this morning in Ukraine. Ooh. Ooh. What a crazy story.
Yeah.
What a crazy, crazy story. And then Buddy landed in Turkey this morning for a summit.
Turkey.
Yeah, the world we live in is crazy. Pac-12 is the truck stop across from the Buc-ee's. Okay. Closest Buc-ee's to a Pac-12 school, I have no idea. Could be Love's Truck Stop Conference. What's the best truck stop in the country? Probably Love's.
Yeah, probably Love's. Probably.
Do people not realize there are trucks in California, hence they are also truck stops? Like a lot. Yeah. I'll still never understand that. I'll never understand it. Yeah, share the Monty Show, you guys. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Share the Monty Show. Be safe. Be well. We'll be back tomorrow with full reaction from day one of Big 12 Media Day. We'll get you ready for the Pac-12 Media Day that's not happening. They're broke. We'll have more on that. Because after an office sports interview, you know it's going to be. But the assistant commissioner essentially said, yeah, it's too expensive. We didn't want to do Pac-12 media. That feels good. That feels very good. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. At theadvocates.com. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.